Hello students. So today we will do thermodynamic question part 1. So what are the things that we are going to do today? So we are going to practice questions from 1 to 8. So 8 questions are there. We will see them. Oh, they are thermodynamics. Disclaimer. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purposes only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@itk.ac.in and we shall remove the image. Question number 1. Question number 1 says that the which of the statement is correct. So basically you have to see that the correct statement. Options are A. The presence of reacting species in a covered beaker is an example of open system. So what is open system? Open system is one which allows the mass and energy exchange both. So you have given a container which is being covered and you have to see whether there is an open system or not. B. There is an exchange of energy as well as matter between the system surrounding in a closed system. Okay, so I've already mentioned that what is open system and this looks exactly like the definition of open system. You can just guess it easily. Option C. The presence of reactants in a closed vessel made up of copper is an example of closed system. And option D. Uh, the presence of reactant in the thermos flask. So thermos flask we know it very well. It is an insulated flask which does not allow the exchange of both energy and mass. So you have to see that whether it is an example of closed system or not. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Okay, let us see how we can solve it. So I have already mentioned that you have to find the correct statement. So for those who have solved it, the correct statement is C. So for a closed system made up of copper, no matter exchange can be there between the system and the surrounding. But the energy exchange can occur through its walls. Therefore, it is a closed system. So the options were initially about the thermos flask. So thermos flask is a closed, isolated system. Okay, it is not a closed system. It is an isolated system. Whereas your container, which is being covered from the top, was an example of closed system and not an open system. Therefore, the correct option will be C. Now, moving on to the next question. Question number 2. Question number 2 says that the pressure volume work for an ideal gas can be calculated by using the expression W is equals to minus integration of P external to dV from V initial to V final. The work done can also be calculated from the PV plot by using the area under the curve within the specified limits. When the ideal gas is compared reversibly and irreversibly from V initial to V final, okay, then we have which of the option is correct. So you have options as reversible equal to irreversible, work done reversible equal to work done irreversible, work done reversible is less than your work done irreversible, work done reversible is more than the work done irreversible, and D, work done reversible is equals to work done irreversible plus P external delta V. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. So if you want, just you can think here and give you some hint. So basically, this formula is given, which is for the calculation of your work done. In case of pressure volume work, so this thing is why it is written pressure volume work, because no reaction type thing is going on here. Okay, now you know that the work done can be calculated a PV plot. Okay, using the within the specified limit. So if you just plot a graph between P versus V, and if you just calculate the area, then you will get the work done. So you have to see that you have to compare the work done reversible and irreversible. So you can simply compare it by looking at the formula. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Let us see how we can solve it. So I've already explained and briefed the question to you. So this is a calculation for the work done, and we know that the PV graph area under the PV graph gives you the work done. So you have to compare your work done reversible and irreversible. The correct option is C. So these are your two graphs. So this is your reversible compression and this is for a irreversible compression. Okay. Now you can see that the area under the reversible compression is more as compared to the area under the irreversible compression. So therefore, reversible is greater than the irreversible thing. Okay. So the answer will be C, that your reversible is greater than the irreversible. Moving on to the next question. Question number 3. Question number C says that your ideal gas expands in volume from 1 into 10 to the power minus 3 meter cube to 1 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter cube at 300 Kelvin against a constant external pressure which is 1 into 10 to the power 5 Newton per meter square. The work done is, your options are A minus 900 kilojoule, B minus 900, sorry, this is minus 900 joule, B is minus 900 kilojoule, C is 270 kilojoule, and D is 900 kilojoule. So since I'm giving you two hints right now, so the first hint I would say that since it is a constant external pressure, so you can just arrive that whether it is reversible or irreversible from this thing only. And the second is your formula for reversible is minus integration minus nRT ln V2 by V1, and for irreversible is minus P external delta V. Now, looking at this condition, you can identify the reversible or reversible work done. Then you can use both the either of the formulas to calculate the work done. We have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Okay, let us see how we can solve it. First of all, you just look at the things that are given. Your initial and final volume is given, and your constant external pressure is given. So we can easily say that this is a irreversible work because we are doing against a constant external pressure. The correct option is A for those who have solved it. So it is again written here, mentioned that your volume change is done under the constant pressure. Therefore, we will use this formula, that is minus P external delta V, that is change in volume, V2 minus V1. Okay, just put all this. So putting the pressure thing and putting the volume change. Okay, that will give you your work done, which is minus 900 Newton meter, or you can set it as minus 900 joule also. Okay, so it is written here. Since this is an SI unit, so you can tell it as joule also. So this is a simple question to solve, but that the only thing that you have to notice here is that the work is done against a constant pressure, so it is a irreversible work done. Clear? Okay, now moving on to the next question. Question number 4. Question number 4 says that when 1 mole of a gas is heated at constant volume, temperature is raised from 298 Kelvin to 308 Kelvin. The heat that is supplied is 500 joule. Then which statement is correct? Options are A, Q equal to minus W is equals to 500 joule and delta U is 0. Q equal to W equal to 500 joule, delta U is 0. Q equal to delta U equals to 500 joule, W is 0. And D, delta U is equals to 0, Q is equals to W is equals to minus 500 joule. So temperature is been changing. That means it is not isothermal. So the first hint would be that simply. And only your heat is supplied to the system and no work done is been mentioned here. Okay. And at the same time, it is written that your volume is constant. So this will define your work done easily. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. So let us see how we can solve it. So 1 mole is being of gas is there. Again, I am repeating it. And your temperature is rise from 298 to 308 and heat supplied is 500 joule, and all of these are happening at constant volume. Then you have to see the correct statement. So for those who have solved, the correct statement is C. So since it is constant volume, so we can easily say that P delta V is 0. And as P delta V is 0, therefore work done which is equals to minus P delta V will also be 0. So work done is what? 0. Okay. first thing. So work done is 0. Now from first law of thermodynamics, we easily know that delta U is equals to Q plus W. That is, your change in internal energy is nothing but the summation of the heat supplied and the amount of the work done. Now since this thing is equals to 0, that is P delta V, okay, so we can easily say that delta U is equals to Q, right? So since Q is equals to 500 joule, that is your heat supply is 500 joule, therefore delta U and Q both are 500 joule, whereas your work done is 0. So your correct option is C in this. Very easy question to solve. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Question number 5. Question number 5 says that in an adiabatic process, no transfer of heat takes place between system and surroundings. Choose the correct options for free expansion of an ideal gas under adiabatic condition from the following. Options are A. Q is equals to 0, delta T is not equals to 0, W is equals to 0. B. Q is equals to 0, delta T is equals to 0, Q is not equals to 0, delta T is equals to 0, W is equals to 0. C. Q is equals to 0, delta T is equals to 0, W is equals to 0. And your D. Q is equals to 0, delta T is less than 0, and W is not equals to 0. So I would say the keywords would be your that the process is adiabatic. Okay, and this is a case of free expansion. So these are the two keywords. If you just look upon these two keywords, you can easily determine your answer. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. So let us see how we can solve it. So again, so some conditions are given, which is your adiabatic process and free expansion, and that thing and the process is going on under this condition, and you have to find that what are the results of it. So the correct answer is C. So first of all, if your work expansion is against what? Against a free expansion, against the you can say against zero pressure, because free expansion is almost pressure, expansion against the zero pressure. Therefore, your work done will be zero because your P external is zero, and as this thing is occurring abruptly, right? Because free expansion is something which occurs in a boom. So that for that reason, there is no infinite small step, but in one step. Therefore, it is a reversible, irreversible work, and against a constant external pressure is zero. So therefore, your work done will be zero because for the calculation of work done irreversible is minus P external delta V, and P external is zero. Therefore, W is zero. And one more thing, that the process is adiabatic. Therefore, your Q is also zero. Now, from first law of thermodynamics, which says that delta U is the summation of Q and W. So if both are zero, therefore your change in internal energy is also zero. But we also know that for isothermal expansion, your internal energy changes zero. Now, if you take the opposite of it or the converse of it, then it would be also true that since your delta U is zero, therefore your delta T will also be zero. Clear? So the expansion of a gas under adiabatic condition in a vacuum leads to no adsorption or evolution of heat. So this is totally indicating that your delta T will be 0, Q will be 0, and W will be 0, and therefore the correct option will be C. So no external work is done for the separation of gaseous molecules. Okay. Now moving on to the next question. Question number 6. Question number 6 says that 1 mole of an ideal gas at 300 Kelvin is expanded isothermally from initial volume 1 liter to final volume 10 liter. The delta U for the process is R is equals to 2 calorie per Kelvin per mole. Options are 270 calories, B 0, C 10 liter ATM, D 181.7 calories. So what is being given here? So what are we doing? We are taking 1 mole of an ideal gas, and at constant temperature we are expanding it. So it is written here isothermally. And the expansion goes from 1 liter to 10 liter, and you have to calculate the delta U for it. R is already given, 2 calorie per Kelvin per mole, and options are this. So it's a very easy question. Just the keyword is isothermal. And you, look at this word, and your answer is very easy to get. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Okay, now let us see how we can solve it. So your question, and again I'm repeating it. So we are doing an isothermal expansion and we are going from 1 liter to 10 liter, and this all are occurring at 300 Kelvin, and you have to calculate a delta U. So the correct answer would be B for those who have solved it. So very easy to solve. We know it that for your delta U, we can write the formula CB delta T. Okay. Now since this is an U is an state function, so the key point is one more thing other than your isothermal, which is that since it is an path a state function, so you can take any formula to calculate it for any process until and unless you know the variables that are being given. So you know it very well that your temperature change is zero. So you can use this formula because in this you only need your temperature change and your C is constant. CV is constant. Now if temperature is change is zero, then we can say that your delta U is zero and your Q is also zero. Hence, the internal energy change is zero. Therefore, correct option is B. Okay, so the two things you have to remember. First, for isothermal process, the formula is this, and since U is a state function, so you can use any formula. So you can use this formula also for this process to calculate your delta U. Clear? Okay, moving on to the next question. Question number 7. Question number 7 says that delta U is equals to options are isochoric work, isobaric work, adiabatic work, and isothermal work. So I am just briefing the options, means explaining the options for you. Delta isochoric means volume change zero, isobaric means pressure change zero, adiabatic means heat is zero, and isothermal is work is zero. So you have to know two things. First of all, the definition of all of these four, and the second thing you should remember is that your delta U is equals to Q plus W from first law of thermodynamics. Now you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Let us see how we can solve it. First of all, for those who have solved, the question has answer C. So C is your correct option. So we know from your first law of thermodynamics that delta U is equals to Q plus W and W is equals to minus P delta V. Right? So for isochoric process, delta V will be 0 and your internal energy will be equals to heat. Okay, so we can say that internal energy is equals to isochoric heat supplied and not isochoric work done. For isobaric, delta P is 0, therefore delta U is simply equal to Q plus W. There is no change. So for isobaric process, your internal energy is heat plus work done. For adiabatic process, your Q is 0. Therefore, your delta U is equals to Q plus W. Therefore, we can easily say that your option is C, which says that your adiabatic work is equals to internal energy change. Your last is isothermal. So for isothermal, delta U becomes 0. So we don't have any internal energy change. So you don't have to worry about this option. Okay. So we can easily say that your delta U is equals to adiabatic work. Therefore, the correct answer is C. Okay. Now moving on to the last question. Question number 8. Question number 8 says that a piston filled with 0.04 mole of an ideal gas expands reversibly from 50 ml to 375 ml. Now, this happens at a constant temperature which is 37.0 degrees Celsius. As it does so, it absorbs 208 joule of heat. The values of Q and W for the process will be R is given 8.314 joule per mole per Kelvin and Ln 7.5 value is given as 2.01. Your options are A minus 208 joule, work done is minus 208 joule. Option B Q is minus 208 joule and work done is plus 208 joule. Option C Q is plus 208 joule and work done is plus 208 joule. And option D Q is plus 208 joule and work done is minus 208 joule. So you have 10 seconds to solve this question. Your time starts now. Okay, let us see how we can solve it. So the question is very clear, right? So the question is saying that a piston is filled with this much mole and the gas is being reversibly expanded from this volume to Wick's volume. We are increasing the volume, and all of these are done at degree Celsius, that is 737 point degree Celsius, 0 degree Celsius. You have to convert into Kelvin first of all. Remember this. And during this process, your heat absorb is given as 208. Okay, so you have to calculate the work done. Clear? How will solve it? So the correct answer is D for those who have solved it. So as this work is done under constant temperature, therefore it is an isothermal reversible expansion. You can say this in one term, and hence your delta U will be 0 because delta U is equals to CV delta V, CV delta T or QV. Therefore, delta T is 0, so your internal energy change is 0. Now, from first law of thermodynamics, delta U is equals to Q plus W, and since delta U is 0, therefore Q is equals to minus W. Okay, so we can say that as literally as that Q means that the heat absorbed by the system is equal to the work done by the system. So whatever the heat is absorbed, that heat is completely utilized for the work that is done by the system or during the expansion. So Q is already given as 208 joules. So we have taken the positive side because it is saying that heat is absorbed. So we are supplying heat. So that results in a positive Q. So if you put this value here, that will give you minus 208 joules. So this concludes your answer as option D. Okay, so this was all for today's session. Thank you.